Okay, we're looking at using the linear equation. So let me explain all this stuff up here. The actual linear equation, the formula for it. A finished product is this. If you find the linear equation of a line, this is how it will look. You'll have a blank y, a blank x, and then you'll have a number here and a number here. And these two numbers are important. What they mean is this number always as the coefficient of x, or in front of this x multiplied with the x, is the slope. And we went over some videos on slope. This b represents the y-intercept of the line. Any linear equation is talking about a line on a graph. The slope is the rise over run, and we'll look at that. And then the b, the y-intercept, you know what that means, of course, is, and I go over that in a video, it's the point on the line that crosses the y-axis. So if you have a point on the line 6, the line will go through the point on the y-axis. It doesn't mean it's this line. It's a line that you're building from the equation. Okay, we'll look at examples of that. X and Y represent a point on the line. Well, that's these values here. When you're looking at a linear equation, this X and this Y is a point on the line. It's the X and Y values of a point on the line. Okay, let's look at these two examples down here. We are given this equation. From this equation, we can sort out what the slope is, because that's what we have to sort out. It's asking us for the slope. Well, according to our formula, and this fits our formula very nicely, this coefficient of x is m. That m, it represents that, which is the slope. So the slope is 3. Remember that it's a rise over run. Any whole number goes over the number 1. And you have rise over run. And we'll look at what that means for our line here. And if somebody says, well, what's the y-intercept? If I had that question there, I can fill that in. I'll just abbreviate intercept INT. Y-intercept. Oh, well, look, this is a perfect slope formula. According to the formula, this number here must be the y-intercept because it is in the same location as this b. So our y-intercept is 8. But remember, the y-intercept is a point on the line. It's an entire point in and of itself where x is always equal to 0. And I did a video about that. Because it's a point on this line, this equation represents a line, then it's the point that crosses the y-axis. So let's start from there and draw the line. We can draw it because we have enough information now. We'll start at our 0, 8. So x is 0. That means we're on the x-axis and we've gone no direction, right or left. So we're at 0. And we're going to go up 8 because that's the y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our point is here, but this is a point on a line that crosses the y-axis. So starting from this point, we can do our little trick of rise over run. It's a positive 3 over a positive 1, so we go up on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, and we go to the right, 1. That will give us the next point on the line. And I did a video all about this. And in that video I also explained that if you did the opposite of each number here, if I did the opposite of 3, which is negative 3, and the opposite of 1, which is negative 1, that gives me the slope going exactly in the other direction, but it's the same slope because negative over negative divided by negative is a positive. So I start on that point again and go the opposite direction. Negative 1, 2, 3, to the left, 1. Negative 1, 2, 3, to the left, 1. And it gives me more points. I can draw this line. And I did that. I made a whole line and we were just given this information here. Okay, so in this example here, they don't give us a slope. There is no number there. It's yet another letter. But they did give us this information here, which is a point. The point where x is 2, y is 1. So these values go into our equation here and here. Okay, we can find slope with all this information. Remember that this is the y-intercept, so it is a point in and of itself. It's the special point that crosses the y-axis. It always has a value of 0 for x. This is x, and this is y. So this 4 represents an entire point. We can find the slope using our slope equation, as I showed in other videos, where we can use this as point 1, this special y-intercept point as point 1, and we can use this as point 2, and we can go to all the trouble of finding the slope. Or we can take this equation here, plug in the values for x and y, and solve for this missing variable. Let's take a look at that. If I have m as my variable, and I plug in the x value of 2 into that place there, and then I still have a plus 4 because that doesn't go away, it's part of my equation. That value y is this 1 here. So we have 1 equal m2 plus 4. By algebra, we can solve this equation just rearranging it. We would take this 4 and put it on this side of the equal sign by subtracting it off. Subtract 4 and subtract 4. I'm going to run out of room here. So subtract 4 on both sides. That will make this a negative 3, so I'll rewrite it over here. Negative 3 equals, we still have an m, we're working on solving for that. We have this 2. We no longer have a plus